are. They're all winning. She might be moving to Vegas, but what about Lisa Vanderpump? I don't even know how that's possible. How do you get a show on Hulu? Does Bravo say, okay, you can violate your contract and go onto Hulu? I don't even understand. Or is Lisa not? I mean, it sounds like she's going to be on the show. At least,
well, I mean, this is so easy, right? They have Bravo has some sort of executive. They probably have an executive producer credit, or they're going to be getting a piece of whatever she's doing.
They 100%. Have to be.
They look. I am here in Hollywood. You just interviewed somebody who's been in Hollywood almost 2 decades and finally sold her first reality show.
I did. It's not out yet, but yes. Yes.
I mean, after 2 decades of being in this town, I'm telling you, it is so hard to get a show sold and bought and brought to air. They realize how they have to strike while the iron is hot with Lisa. This show is basically going to be following either the staff of Villa Rosa that's handpicked by Ken and Lisa. And it's...
Although I was confused, like, is it... Because I thought at one point it was Villa Rosa, but then another point, I mean, is she going to say she has a chateau in France? Because that's what it says, her French chateau. So Patty, I was talking to Patty Stanger. Patty thinks this is an actual chateau in France. I thought it was Villa Rosa here in LA, her staffing her house. I don't know. Patty thinks it's some establishment in France.
Maybe it is. And it's going to be her staff making Lisa and Ken's every whimsical wish come true. Do I think anyone's
going to be hot?
This? No.
And they're going to be young. And guess what? They're also going to fuck. And they're going to be people that have already fucked. And we're cashing in on Scandoval, and we're going to have Vanderpump, all that talk about Vanderpump Valley. And this is a show that was going to be canceled, as Sarah Fraser likes to say. And we were talking about Vanderpump Valley, and we were talking about Vanderpump Vegas and all this other shit, none of which happened. And the show is saved. They're trying to recreate Scandoval with Vanderpump Villa. Amazing name. Yes, I'm sure Bravo's getting a piece. Lisa's name is on another show. And they're going to hire the staff, maids, drivers, cooks. And they're all going to live on premises. They are going to fuck. They are going to suck. There's going to be bisexual people that are sleeping with the men it's going to be, we're going to go for it. Now, whether that works or not, I don't know. If you're ever going to capitalize on this, it could.
And look, I will never doubt Lisa Vanderpump ever again. When you see what has happened to Vanderpump Rules, I mean, she is a genius. She's an incredible television maker. I don't give a damn who says what. She has been incredible on Beverly Hills, on, her own show, everything. I would never bet against her. And
she really doesn't want to go back. Last summer she was in the Hamptons. When she says she would go back maybe, but right now, why would you go back with Kyle and Erica and these people that you don't get along with? Like, her name is on 2 shows. She's working. It's, she makes she makes less money for Vanderpump Rules, but not peanuts. It's enough to have no aggravation and have everyone kiss your ass. Although at the reunion, your children are starting to speak back and they're like equals now, and they're not necessarily kissing your ass. James Kennedy says she should be thankful that he slept with Kristen, and here we are. But I agree with you. I mean, so even Lisa is winning. Who is not winning from this? Katie's Sandwich Shop. Who else is there? DJ James Kennedy. You mean to tell me that
no one was booking him before? Right. I mean, clearly no one. I mean, if the guy couldn't afford $1 million house in Los Angeles until this show, not a lot of people were booking him. And, you and I have been in this business a long time. There's a lot of ways you can look booked and busy when you ain't booked and busy.
Oh, honey.
So much it is smoke and mirrors. I go back to Drake, famous Drake, who moved out here even after he had been on Degrassi, the show in Canada. Didn't have a pot to piss in or a window to throw it out of. And he scraped together $5,000 a month to lease a Rolls Royce to make it look like it was his so he could be balling when he didn't have shit. It is so smoke and mirrors. So I think this just goes to show you that a lot of them were not doing particularly great at all until the past couple of months.
Jax and Brittany have a podcast and it's doing well. And now there's
Very
rumors
well,
of
number one.
Jax being, look, I think out of everybody from the past, look, Stassi's not coming back. I think Jax has more of a chance than Kristen. I think Jax is really angling. People would love to see Jax just tear Tom Sandoval into pieces. It's like everybody, Kristen came back. I mean, she didn't do that for free. She has her podcast. Everybody is winning. Everybody. So
Everybody.
I don't know. Like, I'm more over the actual. I was never outraged. I'm not one of those like, oh, so morally outraged by life. It's not my brand because it's not who I am as a human. This brand is very organic to who I am. Like, I'm not, they cheated. I'm over it. I feel bad for Ariana. Look, the tides are turning. I mean, you're sitting there. She's screaming at this girl, you deserve to be dead, or whatever she said. I'm paraphrasing, but I think those were some of the words. And now you admit you have $1 million. So please tell me where I'm supposed to feel sorry for Ariana Madix. Please explain. I'm open. I'm listening. My ear is open, but I need you to explain to me. I truly, out of everyone in this, yeah, you kind of feel sorry for Raquel these days. Now, mind you, I don't think her parents have $30 million, but they have some money. They have a bunch of money. I mean, I wouldn't wish this upon anyone, but 70 days to take a time out from life and just chill. Oof, I'm not so sure that I don't need that, baby. Like, I think I think I'm on the verge over here of just having it all collapse and having needing a little bit of a mental holiday.
You should take some time because people love you, and
there's no time, honey.
Look,
there's no time.
We've learned through this, like, people will. And, you know, Raquel is in a great spot right now. She has a lot of empathy. A lot of people felt like that third part of that reunion, well, first was a huge letdown because they were like, ooh, big reveal. There was like no reveal.
No
I guess
reveal.
and I guess Tom and Raquel had sex or whatever when Ariana's grandmother was dying. So that was awful. But I mean, that wasn't really that shocking.
I mean, people want to.
People have a lot of empathy for Raquel right now. They thought it was way too much. And, you know, by the end of it, James had lost a lot of people thought he was ridiculous and calculated, and Lala was inserting herself. And like Lisa said from the start, I think everybody up here is cheated. I mean, Brandi Glanville was like, Sheena, you know, the tears are so fake. You're such your home wrecker yourself. I mean, it's kind of true. You know what I mean? So Raquel's in a good spot. I think she's got a lot of empathy.
I think she's in a better spot than she was. And listen, everybody just calm the fuck down. Everybody comes back from a scandal, from being hated. I mean, does Erica Jane give a fuck that some people still hate her? She's still on the show, making $1 million, heading to Vegas. Like, nobody cares. Lisa Rinna doesn't care. So it's just, stop the outrage.
I'm not outraged anymore.
Lala's also saying things like, you know, when she said like this guy's going to leave you. She did some other interview, so she was like, Tom is such a narcissist, like basically saying like, what a shame that Tom did this to this poor girl because he's the